Hello, guys and gals, and this is Vlog Friday, and I believe it is week 52, episode 52, rather. I will check that really quick. If I can find my notebook. Here it is. Let's see. This is October 52. Vlog Friday 52. Now, okay, anyways. What we're going to talk about a little bit is basically finding contentment with what you have. Now, in psychology, we would call that the Maslow hierarchy of needs. Now, Maslow's hierarchy of needs sounds really imposing, but actually it is a lot like one of those roguelike dungeon crawlers where you basically need to find the key to get to the next floor. Or if you play Mario Maker 2, or the Mario Maker franchise, it's like getting all the red key coins in order to get the key in order to exit, in order to use the locked door. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is basically a pyramid, not to be confused with the pyramid scheme or the food pyramid or the pyramids of Giza. It is actually there's several different plateaus or levels, and once you reach everything in one plateau, you go up to the other until you're at the top. Now, Maslow started out with physical needs, the needs of the body. And once the needs of the body are met, like food and drink and sleep, then were safety needs. Are you safe? Is where you live safe? Once you meet those needs, then comes feeling belonging. Having a feeling of belonging and being loved, and finding emotional needs, in other words. And then after that is the esteem needs. Is my self-esteem being met? Do I have a good self-esteem? Then cognitive needs. Am I being challenged mentally? Am I being challenged academically? Then aesthetic needs. Does my room look the way it should? Is everything where it should be? Then self-actualization. Am I comfortable with who I am? And then at the very top of the pyramid is transcendence, and technically that would be the ultimate peace. And basically that's another thing I want to talk about. It's finding peace, especially when this world is kind of, not exactly all that peaceful. So, anyways, with Maslow's pyramid here, finding peace would be to meet all of these former plateaus. Physical, safety, belonging, and love needs, esteem, cognitive needs, aesthetic needs, and self-actualization. And then transcendence, finding true peace. And it's not easy. That's one of the things I really wanted to touch on, is it's not easy, because meeting even some of these needs, esteem needs, cognitive needs. If you're bored a lot, then you're not getting your cognitive needs met. Financial restraints could interfere with the aesthetic needs. But basically, finding contentment with just what you have is really necessary. So anyways, I did want to touch on that a little bit. Anyways, so yeah. Try to think of it as, like I said, I put it into gamer terms, and I hope that was okay. I'm not exactly sure what genre to put it in, so I used the two examples. But yeah, finding peace can be very, very tough. There's something written here. Oh, growth needs. So yeah, once you get past the esteem needs, then you start getting into ways of growing cognitive, and then, yeah, okay. I see. Now, I had to refresh my memory because I hadn't really studied Maslow's pyramid since college, which was back in, I want to say, 1995. So, yeah, that's back when I was in college. I took a lot of psychology courses. And so that's that. Anyways, yeah, we are also going to go over the usual things that we go over in here, just because I find that those are very, very important, especially since depression is running rampant. Yeah, rampant. Um, and so, yeah, we are going to go over all of that. Anyways, it is really easy to still, even when times are good, it can still be really easy to fall into a depression or a funk. Um, and it's just, sometimes it's too easy, actually, to basically get depressed. And society really contributes a lot to that. And sometimes it's our perception of society that does that too. But one way to treat the symptoms, anyways, of depression or gloom or feeling down is to do something you enjoy at least once a day. You have to make sure it's something legal. I'm not sure what's legal in everybody's state, and there's stuff I don't do, even though it is legal. So, yeah. Yeah. There's always that disclaimer, though. You always have to make sure that it's something that you're dietarily able to do. I mean, diabetics can't really eat sugar, so there is that. But and then there's disease, disorders like celiacs, where you can't eat gluten. So that's especially dangerous. I know that some of my relatives actually have celiacs, and they really have to have a restrictive diet. Not much bread, that's for sure, unless it's special bread or something. I don't know anything about it, so I'm not going to talk much about that because it's something I have no knowledge of whatsoever. But anyways, my knowledge of celiac disease was an episode of House, House MD, with Hugh Laurie, I believe it was. But yeah. And I'm not sure things in that show were very factual after all, because some of those episodes were really, really weird. Like the woman that had the tapeworm in her brain, that was really, really weird. Anyways, so yeah, there is that. Anyways, see, number 2 is there is always someone who cares, and sometimes it can be difficult to find someone who cares. I mean, there's social media platforms and stuff like that where you can have millions of followers and still kind of feel alone. You'd be in a party with real life people and you can still feel alone. And sometimes we blame ourselves for that, and we really shouldn't. Emotionally, people are different, and sometimes it can be difficult to. Sometimes it can actually seem like nobody cares, and then we shouldn't think those thoughts really, because it's just another lie. There's always someone who cares, and that can be family members, that can be friends, it can be depends on your worldview, but it could also be someone in the clergy or religious community. It could be a teacher, a trusted person. A parent, if your parents are still alive. One of mine still is. None of my grandparents are, I don't believe. But it can be extended family. There's always someone who cares, though. No matter how much society lies and says that you don't matter or that people don't care, people actually do care, and it's really important that you know that. Number 3 is if you're suffering from an affliction, there's no shame in seeking help, and this can basically go towards mental illness along with physical illness. There's less of a stigma, I believe, these days attributed to mental illness these days, because people realize that, well, if you have a mental illness, then you really can't really help it, especially with some mental conditions like bipolar and paranoid schizophrenia. You basically have to take medicine in order to cope. And there's no shame in that at all. In fact, it's admirable to do that. There are some situations or some conditions like depression that you can basically treat other ways without the medication, and I really admire people that can do that. But I also realize that there are people out there that can't cope, especially with the way that society is actually. So it's just there's just no shame in seeking help, and if there's something that'll make you feel better, and it's perfectly legal, over the counter, or prescribed, then and you don't abuse it, you take it as directed, then there's really no shame in seeking help at all. But again, I do admire people that can cope, because I know of a lot of people who can't. Anyways, let's see what's next. Number 4 is, no matter how bad things get, there's always hope, and it's always good to hold on to hope, even when times are bad. It's really easy to, when times are good, to maybe write it off, but yeah. Anyways, there are times when you can be in the deepest depression, the deepest pit you're ever in, but if you have hope, then basically it's kind of like a little voice that says, well, things will get better. There's also the kind of sarcastic element of, well, things have to get better because they can't get much worse. And I try to avoid that kind of sarcastic, even though it is really easy to fall into that. But always try to hold on to that hope. Number 5 is, social tags and labels are pointless. People are people. Now, this is sometimes difficult, especially if we're really upset with someone, that we can forget sometimes that people are people. Humanity is flawed, and that's basically one of the things, the truths of humanity, is that it is deeply flawed. All people are deeply flawed. And the only thing that we can really do about that is to accept that, and accept people for who they are. That can be difficult, I believe, sometimes, because we have preconceived notions, or it depends on worldview, really. Sometimes we maybe view people more harshly than we should, sometimes just based on something as simple as worldview, or based on the color of someone's skin, or maybe rumors, or stuff like that. And it's all really, really silly to basically judge someone just basically on something they can't help, like the color of their skin. I mean, people can't help that, and you should just accept them for the way they are anyways. And so yeah, accept people for who they are, even if you're mad at them, and forgive people. That really helps too. Number 6 is, be yourself. There will never be another you, and I really like to point this out because individuality is one of our greatest assets that we have. Because everyone is unique and has unique viewpoints, unique opinions, and it's really important to focus on that. We should really excel at how we're different. It's sometimes too easy to imitate and maybe think, well, maybe people like me more if I'm this way, but you just end up hurting yourself in the long run by not being yourself. People will accept you for who you are because you're amazing and you are you. Number 7 is, always think positive thoughts, and there is a limit to the amount of positivity that person can have. We don't want to be, diluting ourselves into being positive all the time, just basically hoping that things change. One thing that we can do is, let's see, positive thoughts. It's good to have a positive attitude, or maybe just to always see the silver lining in things. There's been studies that having a positive attitude does increase all kinds of things like health, and so yeah. So positivity is, for the most part, good. And so yeah. Anyways, I believe that I'm going to leave this episode here. It's been about 15 minutes. Anyways, and this goes live in, let me see if I got a clock here somewhere, about an hour. So I need to get this uploaded. So anyways, if you like this content or it helped you, make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell so you know I upload. Also, want to support me in any way, if you want to join the Discord server, then all the information will be in the description below. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.